Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Kenroy here, and today I've got this gorgeous gooseberry bush in our courtyard, and as you can see guys, it is absolutely loaded with gooseberries. I mean, look at that, gooseberries coming out of every nook and cranny. And today guys, I'm going to show you how to propagate your gooseberry bush. It's such an easy plant to propagate, especially in springtime, either just as it's starting to spring back into action, or as you can see when it's laden with fruit, just as mine is. Now if you're new to the channel guys, please do us a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. So our gooseberry bush has made quite a few babies over the years, and this year will be no exception. And in order to propagate your gooseberry, you can do it in one of two ways. Either you can cut a mature branch and stick it into some compost, keep it nice and moist, and as the weeks go on it will actually take root. Gooseberry plants sometimes send off these little nodes here at the end of some branches, where you can actually just cut this little node off around there just below the node and stick it into some compost, and it will sprout roots from that little section also. Now the third and final way of propagating a gooseberry bush is my favorite by far, especially when your gooseberry bush is quite small like mine is. Although it's 3 years old now, coming up to 3 years old since we've planted it in our garden, this will be our third year of harvest. It's still quite close to the ground. How tall will it get? I'm not quite sure. However, you know, it's really prolific, and as you can see, we've got loads of fruit on there for this year. And so my favorite way of propagating it is simply by putting these branches, which naturally fall into the ground, underneath some soil. Just literally cover it over just like this. If you imagine, this is the branch, here's one I made earlier, and once it touches the ground, you simply just make a nice area for it to just sit onto like that. Then all you need to do guys is simply just cover it over. Don't be precious about it, just cover over that branch in a section or two and just leave it. As it rains, as it waters, it will start sending down roots, and then once the roots have been established, you'll have on the other side this branch here. Once the roots have been established, all you then need to do is cut it here from the mother plant, stick it into some compost and watch it thrive. The best time to do this, like I said, is in spring going into summer, when the plant is in its growing phase, and then it will go dormant. All the leaves will fall off over the autumn going into winter before it bounces back the following year. Now it's a good idea to do multiple cuttings if you're trying to propagate this, to ensure that you maximize the amount of potential there is for it to start taking root. So today I'm just going to be harvesting a couple branches, at least one that we've done since last year, and even though it has fruit on there, you'll be surprised that it will still continue to grow, and the fruit will still be edible hopefully by the end of the season. Now guys, I've got my compost here. This is just some normal all-purpose compost for rooting, and it's pretty straightforward guys. I'm gonna go underneath here. Now it might be a bit tricky for you to see what I'm doing because it's all entangled and these guys are really sharp, but I'm just looking for the branch which is in the ground, which is already sending up new shoots actually, and I'm going to sever it from the mother plant just about there, so then that branch can be moved out the way. And sometimes you might be able to just pull it all out, or you might need a digger. So let's see how we get on. It. So what I've tried to do guys is to take up as much as the roots as possible, and you can see this was the original plant which we've just cut from the mother plant. The root went into the ground, and as you can see, it sent up these new shoots with new nodes. In fact, you could probably try and divide this into a couple different plants, or just keep it as one, and then you simply just plant it in the soil. I'll probably try and harvest this one separate and keep these two larger ones together, because it's kind of more natural that way. You can see there's roots on the smaller one, so if I sever it just here, we can get two pots instead of just one. But that's how easy it is, guys, to get this plant to root. Stick it in the ground, wait for a while, and then the magic will basically happen, guys, which is amazing. So with my nice clean cutters, just gonna snip it off there. I mean, that may well root. There's some root there. If you keep it in some nice moist compost, along with some you know, keeping it nice and moist in some compost, this will actually grow. And then these two big ones I'll put in this container. So that's it, guys. You simply just make yourself a little hole, backfill, get it nice and firm. And then once it's in there nice and firm, guys, all you have to then do is water it in. Put it in a nice shaded area where it won't be battered by the sun, because you don't want it to wilt or to dry out quickly. And then that's how easy it is, guys, to propagate your gooseberry bush. And now we've got an extra bush which you can give as a gift. They make really good gifts, and yeah, just absolutely amazing. So that's it for me, guys, showing you how to propagate this gorgeous plant. We've given away a few of them to some of our subscribers over the years, and yeah, I'm sure they're thriving and doing really well. So that's how simple it is to propagate your gooseberry bush. This is the red variety, but the same applies to all varieties. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This is Ken Roy signing off for another video. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.